dancers will now entertain you for we think about 20 minutes. So do charge your glasses before we start.
Here's to Melrose, it's the best club in all Rotary. Here's to Melrose, of the 20, in the 2 over 3. Now there's Irene Frame, she's a great, great dame. Brother Mike is our daily thought. Smith makes us roar with his humour so droll that we frequently lose the plot. Here's to Melrose, it's the best club in all Rotary. Here's to Melrose, of 10-20, in the 2 over 3. Vicar David could be called Matthew, as he frequently asks for cash. He raids our coffers and gets in the stew if he can't get his hands on a stash. Here's to Melrose, it's the best club in all Rotary. Here's to Melrose, of 10-20, in the 2 over 3. There are district governors who make their mark, so a welcome to Kate tonight. To all our friends from the other clubs, you're a very welcome sight. Here's to Melrose, it's the best club in all Rotary. Here's to Melrose, of 10-20, in the 2 over 3. We look at the rule books with bated breath, and we know that they're there for fun. So we put them away for a rainy day when there's nothing else to be done. Here's to Melrose, it's the best club in all Rotary. Here's to Melrose, of 10-20, in the 2 over 3.
My name is Roland. I'm the roving Rotary reporter, and I'm just here to find out about this Club of Melrose. Apparently it's the greatest excitement I've had since the Melrose Sevens was founded by a Jedburgh man, and the only reason it was founded by a Jedburgh man, he was run out of Jedburgh. So anyway, I'm here to interview the conveners, and so I'm going to start with the Research and Development Convener. And if you listen to your news, you'll know that's very topical, because there's some nasty American company called Pfizer trying to sneak up in one of my companies at the moment. So anyway, it's over to Richard, who is the Revelopment and Development, or something like that. Anyway, he's at the cutting edge of research and development, because of course he was a surgeon. God knows how he got here. Anyway, Richard, can I just speak to you? The news. Somewhere the script is. Can we have the report from the Research and Development Convener?
In your own time.
With regard to research, we've been looking into our ancestry. We know who our mother club is, we're just trying to find out who our father is.
It's okay, I found mine, it was in the front page. So that's very interesting, but what about development?
Well, we're pleased to announce that we've discovered the ADG near Selkirk.
So what's the ADG?
It stands for Anti-Disenfranchised Gene.
So what does that do?
I've no idea, so I doubt if we'll be able to sell it.
Thank you very much, Richard. So it's over to this wee leprechaun in the corner called Mike, and he's in charge of transport and accommodation. So Mike, can I have a few thoughts about transport and accommodation?
I had a very successful week actually. I had a meeting about transport. I met with some of the delegates of Ryanair, and they are very interested in providing us with cheap air flights to the various conventions that the IRBI have around the world. They're looking at the international aspect as they're only doing Europe just now, but they seem very interested. In terms of accommodation, I had a meeting with the sales manager of the Premier Inn, who are also, because of Rotary, very interested in providing us with high-class, quite cheap accommodation so that members can travel to the conventions at a reasonable price.
Thank you very much, Mike. I hope you understood that. He's Irish, you know. Anyway, I can't afford the Premier Inns. I always stay in a doss house myself, but there we are. And you meet a nicer class of person there. Anyway, I'm absolutely amazed because I can introduce the convener for international next, and I'm amazed she's here. She's in Singapore, she's everywhere, and it's over to Helen.
Oh, Roland, I do love a rover. I'm so sorry, but I've actually left my report in the airport lounge. First class, of course.
See what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, foundation, as we know, in the Rotary is very important, and so it's over to Peter, one of our newer members apparently here. So Peter, it's good to see you here.
Yes, well, I've been looking into the foundation of Melrose, and of course it's the word comes from the Mel, which was the mason's hammer when they built the abbey, and the masons were all French, and the rose is of course what was put onto all of the abbeys that the Cistercians had and stood for the Virgin Mary. And of course they were all foreign as well, so I shall be having meetings with the Transport and International to discuss the possibility of further fact-finding missions later on in the year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter. And I'm now looking for the ambassador to the Ship Inn. Those of you who know Melrose will know that the Ship Inn is one of the premier pubs in Melrose. However, it's like looking for the Mary Celeste when you're looking for the ambassador to the Ship Inn. Does anybody know where he is?
I believe he's even as we speak, involved in quite difficult diplomatic negotiations with one of the varmints.
Oh, thank you very much. There we go. So now we know. I wonder if Betty knows that, Norman. Anyway, as we know, and we've just enjoyed here in Melrose, that in fact nutrition and beverages are a very important part of Rotary. And so I'm now going to speak to Sylvia. Who is Sylvia? What is she? And who is the convener for nutrition and beverages?
Hello and good evening, and may I say how delighted I am to be standing here as convener of nutrition and beverages, giving you this report. Before I do so, however, I have a sincere and heartfelt apology to make. Quite recently, we were asked to distribute water and high-energy drinks to runners of a half marathon on Kelso Racecourse. And of course, being Melrose Rotary, we readily agreed. And we dispensed many bottles of water and cans of Red Bull. Other drinks are available to the runners. There were some children standing nearby, and they came to our table and asked for some refreshments. Of course, we said, help yourselves, which they did very liberally. After several cans of Red Bull, other makes are available, they started to run around the course, and then they took off in the direction of Coldstream and Cornhill, and that was the last that was seen of them. So to the parents of these lost children, I offer you, on behalf of Melrose Rotary, our very sincere apologies for the loss of their children. We will, of course, learn from these mistakes and won't let this happen again. Now, you've already heard about our concerns about the ambassador to the ship-in, but never fear. CCTV is being installed at this very minute to make sure that everything is being done correctly and in true ambassadorial fashion. Lastly, sorry about this, David, it goes on a bit. Lastly, you know, you've already heard that we meet at the Hobridge every Thursday evening. Now, amongst our members, there is one who has a distinct love of red wine. And I have to make sure that only one glass is consumed, otherwise all the speech becomes slurred, the notes that are being taken just become illegible, and any further reports are completely incomprehensible. We also have in our midst one person who sometimes fancies somebody else's meals. And to that end, it all can go fine as long as it's a Burns night supper or a Christmas supper or a Christmas dinner, because there's no choice. But in the event that this person has taken somebody else's meal, sometimes words can be exchanged. Words can go to very angry words, which in turn can end up in fights, and mayhem and mischief absolutely takes over. The poor waiting staff have not a clue what's happening, and poor President Eileen is sitting there and she's thinking, how can these two pillars of our community, how can they behave in such a fashion? And that concludes my report, except to say that if any of you have a scatter night and you fancy coming to the Hobridge to see just exactly how our meetings are carried out, please, you are very welcome. 6 to 6:30 every Thursday at the Hobridge. And our thanks to you, Elaine, for putting up with all of this. Thank you very much.
Well, help my Bob, I thought she was never going to finish that. I'll tell you, I'll never put her in charge of nutrition again. I'll never get her flaming meal. Anyway, we always think ahead at Melrose Rotary, because if we can't think of a title, we come up with one, and we have a convener for anything else. And so it's over to Alan Thompson. Now, for those of you who are wondering about recruitment for Rotary, the secret is to look for people with the name of Alan, because we've actually got 3 of them out of 15. So there you are, that's the secret, District Governor Kate. Anyway, it's over to Alan, wherever he is. Rotarian of the Year.
Thanks very much. Yeah, I get the title of any other job. I'm not quite sure how I got that. I didn't volunteer for anything, but I have this rector that I absolutely trust. I think that I might have spotted a slight problem when he said, this is just a little job, it'll only take a few minutes out of your 48-hour day. Anyway, I've been looking at an invite we had from our friends in Duns to join them in a fun quiz, a take-off of Just a Minute. And as you know, in Just a Minute, contestants are asked to talk for a minute on any subject without repetition, deviation or hesitation. However, if we were to join them, and we would like to, but if we were to join them, we'd have to ask for a change in the rules, because as you're going to find out tonight, there is absolutely not one Rotarian in Melrose who could talk for only a minute.
Thank you very much, Alan. And so, of course, it's over to Alan, number 2, who's known as the convener for attendance. I must say I'm surprised to see him here tonight. This must be your 3rd Rotary appearance this year, Alan.
4th, actually.
Alan claims at least 100% attendance, and that just goes to show how an accountant can be trusted to produce accurate attendance figures. Anyway, I think you're getting fed up with this, because it's yet another Alan, and this is our webmaster, and one of our newest members apparently, so to tell me anyway. So, Alan, what makes you think you'd be any good at web design? So it's to say, follow that. So what else can you do?
Keep my identity secret, please. Well, we've got a special presentation tonight. We're going to do a presentation in 3D, 50.1 surround sound.
That's my boy.
The only thing is if we can get the laptop going.
Oh, typical of IT. Thank you very much, Alan. Well, I think that's enough chit-chat at the moment. So we're very keen on youth here. And so I'll turn to our oldest member. I don't know if he is our oldest member, I'm just making that up. But anyway, he is our new generations member. And he's going to lead us in a little ditty. So thank you, Maestro.
New Generations is the name we've set up for the young. We wish them lots of fun and games, rewards and praises sung. We'd like to see the young do well with help from Rotary. Young chefs, musicians, school teams, and golfers on the team. Young citizens and youth exchange all need our helping hand. Technologists and rider groups make up this merry band. Let's all join in to say well done for the work that has been done. Let's raise our glass to Rotary and the work that's yet to come.
Thank you very much, Malcolm. Now, just in case you think we go about just enjoying ourselves in our Rotary, we're going to have a bit of business. And so, could I just ask you all to pay attention? That's you, Mob, in the Melrose Rotary. I've just had a great offer, and I just wonder how many of you would volunteer to be stewards at the Melrose International Wine Festival. Isn't that quite amazing? And the next one, we need a vice president. Could you ask you all to step forward if you're going to volunteer to be vice president? Thank you, Alan, Rotarian of the Year and Vice President. Now then, those of you in the Rotary know that the highlight of the year is the annual quiz. And the great secret of the annual quiz is to make sure you don't win. Because if the district reorganisation goes through, we could be travelling to Fair Isle. So the secret is, for audition purposes, to find the 4 most stupidest people you can find. And so could I just ask them to step forward, and can I also introduce you to the gorgeous quiz mistress, Angela, who will take them through their paces.
Thank you, Roland. Okay, quiz team. As you're aware, guests alike, I'd like you to meet our 4 from our quiz team. Alan Smith, Sylvia Grundy, Helen Legg and Alan Thompson. Now, as Davis says, I've set them all tasks this week that they've to learn Rotary abbreviations for us to ensure our inevitable position in the district quiz. So here we go. Okay. So, I'll come to you first, Alan Smith. AG.
As a past treasurer at assistant, no.
Really? Assistant Governor Alan. You should know this by now. Okay, now I'll come to Sylvia Grundy. DS.
DS.
Now Sylvia, I know you should know this. We've been through this.
I should know, Angela, and the answer is defective senior.
No, Sylvia, no. District Secretary. Now. Now, Rotarian of the Year. You will get this. RI. You definitely will get this. I know you will.
I'll get it. Retired interference.
No, Alan, no. Rotary International. Now, Helen. As an ex-head teacher, I know you will definitely get this. RIBI.
I am so glad I've been given this one, because I honestly do know it. It's one of the most loved, most well known, probably most used by Rotarians nationally and internationally, by male and female. So I know what it is. Rotary Institute for Bladder Incontinence.
No, Helen, no. Rotary International, Britain and Ireland. Okay, so your next 4 you're going to get, or there's going to be serious trouble here. Okay, I'm going to come to Alan Thompson. DCC.
Well, that follows on from the previous one, so maybe I'm not right again, but I thought that was District Commode's chair.
No, District Communications Coordinator. Okay, Sylvia, I'll come to you, because surely you're going to get one right. Surely you've got to get one right. IPDG.
IPDG stands for, it's a bit of a mouthful this, immediate, past, disingenuous, geriatric.
No. Immediate past, District Governor. Okay, Alan, I'll come to you. Please get this right. Please don't embarrass me anymore, people. CP.
This is a District 1290, and that would be Cornish pasty, my answer.
Club president. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to come to you, Helen. DG.
District government.
Yay! We have one. As you can see, I have my work cut out here, Roland. So.
Indeed you have. I've never come across a more stupid bunch of people in my life, but there we are. Anyway, I did like that item about the Red Bull. As an ex-teacher, I hope that we are still running, because it must be the best thing for teaching ever to see them disappearing over the horizon, never to return again, so thank you all. Anyway, I'm going to ask Maestro again to start us up again on that famous song, Here's to Melrose.
Here's to Melrose, it's the best club in all Rotary. Here's to Melrose, often 20, in the tune of the free. So we've all had fun on our President's Night in this home of the Oval Hall. Here's to Eileen and Ken, raise your glasses high, a huge thank you on last fall. Here's to Melrose, it's the best club in all Rotary. Here's to Melrose, of 1020, in the tune of the free. Cheers.
So this is Roland, your roving Rotary TV reporter, signing off and wishing you a good night and bye-bye. And by the way, this is the time for the commercial break. My suit comes from Davy Thompson's in Jedburgh, one of the top 20 companies according to Fortune magazine, where you go to buy suits to be insulted, to be robbed blind, and that's all. Alec Campbell only paid me a £5 to say that. Thank you very much now.